Okay. Hello. Welcome to the lecture on advanced electrical drives. So today I would like to explain direct torque control of induction motor drive. So let us see. So in the last lecture, I explained the principle of vector control of induction motor drive and different types of orientations like rotor vector orientation and air gap flux orientation and stator orientation. The vector control, how we are doing that, based on there is rotor flux vector orientation, and second one is air gap flux orientation, and third one is stator flux orientation. So these three methods are useful for vector control of induction motor drive. Vector control of induction motor drive. What is the main objective of vector control induction motor drive? And what is how you are achieving that objective? All these things I already explained in the last lectures, like in my lecture 1, lecture 2, and lecture 3, and lecture 4. And now today I would like to address the direct torque control of induction motor drive. See that direct torque control of induction motor drive. So what is the meaning of direct torque control of induction motor drive? So why you are preferring the direct torque control induction motor drive instead of vector control induction motor drive? Let us see here. In case of vector control of induction motor drive, so in case of vector control induction motor, so we are doing the rotating reference frame variables, like the rotating reference frame variables is DE and QE are the rotating reference frame variables, and these variables are converting into stationary reference frame variables. The stationary reference frame variables are A, B and C, that is IA, IB and IC variables. So we required the coordination, the transformation block. So it required the lack of mathematical transformations is required in case of vector control of induction motor drive. Okay, so here in vector control what we are doing, like the separately excited DC motor performance we are getting. For example, if you see the torque equation of DC motor is equal to K into IF into IA. This is the torque equation of DC motor. And now your induction motor is also behaves like as a DC motor, separately excited DC motor operation during the vector control operation. But now here the problem is we are converting the stationary rotating reference frame variables. This is D to the power of E and Q to the power of E is the rotating reference frame variables, and these variables under these D to the power of E and Q to the power of E rotating reference frame, your induction motor will become as a DC motor. You are converting to the stationary reference frame variables. Let us see so how this due to the rotating reference frame variables are not converting into the stationary reference frame variables. So in the direct torque control of induction motor drive, so this transformation will not require. Directly we will do the decoupling, the independent quantity of the decoupling of torque is possible, because if you see here, so this is the flux component of current and this is the torque component of current. So the torque is controlled independently with respect to IF and IA. in case of vector. The same in the direct arc control also, the torque is independently controlled. The torque is independently controlled from the flux component of current as well as armature component of current. That is, decoupling is also possible in case of direct arc control of induction motor drive. So before I would like to start the direct arc control of induction motor drive, to understand the better operation, we will discuss about the space vector pulse width modulation operation. So anyway, in your PWM course, you will get detail about the space vector pulse width modulation. But to understand the direct arc control of induction motor drive, just I will introduce the space vector pulse width modulation technique. Then after that, I will explain the direct arc control induction motor drive. Let us see. So, space vector pulse width modulation. Space vector pulse width modulation technique. Space vector pulse width modulation technique. Let us consider the conventional voltage source inverter, that is 6 switches. Okay, and here the DC voltage, and this DC voltage is divided into two halves. And this is the neutral point. Let us see, this is point is 0 and this point is grounded here. And this is VDC by 2 and this is also VDC by 2. This is plus minus and also plus minus. So the total voltage is VDC by 2. And here the switches are, the 6 switches are presented here. The switch S1, S2, S3, S4, S5 and S6. So 6 switches here. So switch 1, 3 and 5 are the positive group switches, and switch 2, 4, 6 are the negative group switches. So 6 switches is there. And let us see, this is phase A and phase B and phase C. So that this phase A, okay, so let us see here, this is our induction motor. So induction motor phase A winding and phase B winding and phase C winding. So this is phase B winding and phase C winding. So let us see, this phase A is connected to this winding, and phase B is also connected to this phase B, and this is leg B, and this is B, this is A, and your C phase is connected to like this. Okay, this is C phase. I think so. A phase is connected to, this is the induction motor A phase winding, B phase and C phase. So this is A, and this is also neutral point M. So here see that, so how many possible combinations are there here? So the possible combinations, so let us see the number of switching combinations. Number of switching combinations is equal to, so here the total 6 switches are there, and this is the 3-phase system. So 3 to the power, okay, 6 minus. So we have to consider the illegal combinations also. We need to eliminate the illegal combinations here. What is the meaning of illegal combination? For example, if the switch A and switch 4, switch 1 and switch 4 are the complementary to with each other. It means that the driver circuit of switch 1 and the driver circuit of 4 are complementary to each other. And similarly, the driver circuit of switch 3 and driver circuit of switch 6 is also complementary to each other. And driver circuit of 5 and driver circuit of 2 is also complementary to each other. For example, if switch 1 and switch 4 is turned on, okay, in phase A, the switch 1 and switch 4 is turned on. So if these two are turned on, so then what will happen? It will be short circuit. And this is nothing but as an illegal combination. So illegal, how many? 4 switches are there. So 4. So how many phases are there here? 3 phases. Phase A, phase B and phase C. So 3 into 4 illegal. So illegal combination. So maybe this switch 1, the 1, 2, 3 and 4. So that's why 4 combination. For example, if you take another phase, phase B, again the illegal combinations 1, 2, 3, 4. So this indicates the number of phases and this is the number of illegal combinations. So if you simplify this, so then it will be 6 into 5 into 4 divided by 6 minus 12. So that is 20 minus 12. So you will get 8 possible combinations. So how many combinations are possible here? 8 possible combinations. So what are the 8 possible combinations? So 8 possible switching combinations. 8 possible switching combinations here. So let us see what are the different types of 8 possible. So out of these 8 possible switching combinations, so 6 are the active group and 2 are the non-zero vectors. So 0 vectors. So 6 are the non-zero vectors and 2 are the zero vectors. So what do you mean by non-zero vectors and zero vectors? So for example, let us see the zero vectors. So zero vectors in the sense the combination of all upper switches will turn on. It means that 1, 3, 5. So 1, 3, 5 and 4, 6, 2. So these two are the non-zero zero vectors. These are the zero. It means that all positive group of switches will turn on, or maybe all negative group of switches or bottom switches will turn on. These two will creating as a zero vectors. There is no specific reason or specific voltage during this particular interval of time. And remaining are the non-zero vectors, the 6 non-zero vectors. Let us see the different types of non-zero vectors. For example, if you take the combination, the non-zero vectors like 6, 1, 2. 6, 1, 2. So 6, 1, 2 in the sense, for example, so first switch is turned on. Okay, first switch and second switch in the lower group and sixth switch in the lower group also. So first switch, when the positive group of the switches is turned on, you may indicate as a plus. If negative group of switch in the bottom is indicated in the phase B, this is minus. And this is also phase B, you may indicate as a minus. So let us see that this 6, 1, 2 is a combination of plus, minus, minus. So here first one 6 in the sense bottom group, 2 is on the sense bottom group, and 1 in the sense positive group. Okay, upper group. So upper group switches are 1, 3, 5 and bottom group switches are 2, 4, 6. So let us consider the combination 6, 1, 2. 6, 1, 2 in the sense 6 in the bottom group, 2 is also bottom group and 1 is a upper group. So when the upper group switch is turned on, so then you indicate as a plus. This is in the phase A and this is in phase B is 6. Thyristor number R, the switching device of 6 is turned on. And the switching in phase C, the switching device of 2 is turned on. Let us see the another group. For example, we may consider next group is 1, 2, 3. Next sequence is 1, 2, 3. 1 in the sense you see 1. 2 is also bottom group. 3 is also upper group. 1 is also upper group. So it means that plus plus minus. So this sequence is plus plus minus. You see how many switching states are changed from plus minus minus to plus plus minus, only one switching state, because this earlier it is minus and now it is plus. You have to see when you are switching the states, the minimum number of switching states also you have to see. And the next group is, let us see that 2, 3, 4. So 2, 3, 4. 2 in the sense bottom group, it means that it is minus. 3 in the sense positive group, plus. 4 in the sense again it is also bottom group, is also minus. Okay, 2 here, right? So you may consider 2 is a bottom switch, 3 is the upper switch, and 4 is also bottom group. Minus plus minus. So this is one combination. So this is first combination, and this is second combination, and this is third combination, and the fourth combination is 3, 4, 5. So 3, 4, 5. 3 is also positive group. 4 bottom group. 5 is a positive group. It is the top. Okay. So 3 indicates that it is plus minus plus. Plus minus plus. And this is another. This is also fourth one. And fifth one is 4, 5, 6. And okay, this is fifth one. And like this you may consider. Like 6 combinations. Another combination you may consider 5, 6, 1. The sixth combination. Sixth combination. And next one is 6, 1, 2. Again it is first combination. So like these are the 6 vectors. These are non-zero vectors. And 2 are the zero vectors. Let us see. First you may consider this non-zero vector. For example, 6, 1, 2. Okay, 6, 1, 2. So here the 6, 1, 2, it means that, let us see the 3-phase induction motor phase A. Okay. Phase A, phase B, and phase C. A phase, B phase, and C phase. So what happened? So 1 and 2. Okay. You see A phase. So this is A phase, B phase, and C phase. Okay. 6, 1, 2. So let us see here. So what I would like to represent here is, so this is A plus minus and plus minus plus minus. So this voltage magnitude is 2 by 3 VDC, and this is 1 by 3 VDC, and this is also 1 by 3 VDC. So this magnitude is 1 by 3 VDC, and this is also 1 by 3 VDC, and this is 2 by 3 VDC. So let us see here. These two are short circuited, and this will goes to the battery, minus and plus, and again minus and plus. This is connected to this positive. So this is VDC by 2, and this is also VDC by 2, and this is the neutral point, 0 point. Okay, and this is the net voltage is VDC. Okay, so 2 by 3 times of the VDC voltage is going to the phase A, and 1 by 3 times of the voltage is going to the phase B, and 1 by 2 times of the voltage is going to the phase C. So if you simplify this, for example, let us see this is a phase. Let us see this is the alpha axis, and this is beta axis. And okay, B phase, and this is C phase. A phase, B phase, and C phase. Okay, and if you project this one, this angle is 60 degrees because this angle is 120 degrees, and this is also 120, and this is also 120 degrees, and this is 60 degrees. Let us see if you write down the equation, the final voltage, that is 2 by 3 VDC plus 1 by 3 into VDC cos 60 degrees into 2, because these two are 2. That is 1 by 3 VDC plus 1 by 3 VDC, and the angle is 60 degrees. So let us see the resultant voltage. Can I write down this one is 2 by 3 VDC plus 1 by 3 VDC into 1 by 2 into 2. So the voltage vector V1 is equal to VDC. V1 is equal to VDC. So it means that the resultant vector is, in this case, this VDC is like this. For example, if you are next switching state, if you consider 1, 2, 3. So the another possible combination is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So it means that plus, plus, minus. So you may consider, so plus, plus, minus. So 1, okay, 1 A phase, upper switch, and 2 here in the C phase. This is the negative group, minus, okay, 2, 1, 2, 3. 3 in the sense here. The B phase is on. So this is A phase, B phase, and C phase. A phase, B phase, and C phase. So C phase is the 2 here. This is the bottom group, negative here. And 3 is in the B phase, the positive group. This is turned on. So this is plus. This is also first A phase plus. This is minus. So let us see if we consider. So this is A phase and B phase and C phase. So here A, B phases are same and third phase is different. So it means that this A phase and B phase are connected to the positive group and C phase is connected to the negative group. So this is VDC by 2, this is again VDC by 2, and this is 0 voltage. So this is A phase, B phase, C phase, and this voltage magnitude is 1 by 3 times of VDC, and this magnitude is 1 by 3 times of VDC, and this magnitude is 2 by 3 times of VDC, 2 by 3 times of VDC. So now the resultant, if you see that this is your alpha axis, okay, and now this is your voltage vector V2. So this angle is alpha. So now this angle is alpha. So you see here, this is your reference. So now what we are doing? So earlier in the first case, if you see, this is your V1, your voltage vector V1, resultant voltage vector. So now what will happen? So if you turn on this combination 1, 2, 3 combination, so now your voltage vector is moving to this particular phase. This is V2. So now next combination, for example, if you consider the third combination is 2, 3, 4. Next, if you consider 2, 3, 4, another combination. Okay, 2 in the sense C. Okay, it is negative. 3 positive. 4 bottom group. So A phase, B phase, and C phase. Okay, so this A phase is now 4 in the sense bottom, it is a minus. 3 is a positive, third, and okay, and 2 is also in that, so minus. So plus, minus, plus, minus. Minus, plus, minus. So again, there is another possible combination. So it means that if you draw the resultant diagram, so what will happen is, can I represent here? So A phase, B phase and C phase. So A phase and B phase, these two are connected here, and this is again connected to the B phase. So this is now, this is 2 by 3 VDC, and this is 1 by 3 VDC, and this is 1 by 3 VDC. Now the resultant vector, if you take this is the reference value, so now this is V1, earlier for this first case V1, and second case is V2, and this is now third one V3. This is the third combination. This is first combination, and this is second combination, and this is third combination. So like this. So this difference is 60 degrees. Now this is again, this is also 60 degrees. If you take the fourth combination, then it will be reverse of the first combination. And the fifth combination, and this is the sixth combination. This is V4, V5 and V6. Let us see. So the tip of the reference, this voltage vector, if you observe the tip of the voltage vector, it will be going like this. So for example, if you take this, so this is our V1, okay. And now, and this is plus minus minus, because this is 612. And now for the second case, this is V2, and this is plus plus minus, and this is for V3. V3, for example, if you take the case 3, so the case 3 is minus plus minus. And this is fourth vector V4, and this is minus plus plus, this is the complementary of this, and V5 is the complementary of V2, that is minus minus plus, and V6 is also complementary of V3, that is plus minus plus. You see here the number of possible devices. See here, this is plus minus minus, and now you will see plus plus minus. So how many devices here? See, this is plus and this is minus, and this is from minus to plus, it is changing. Only one possible combination is changing. And you observe from V2 to V3, again plus plus minus. You see here minus plus minus. So this plus is same. The minimum number of devices is changing is minus. This plus is now converted to minus here. The only one switching, one is changing. So this you have to see only one possible count, one device is changing. And now from this to this, V3 to V4, this is minus plus minus. So you see. So now this minus is changing. This is the minimum possible combination. So that's plus. And so from this V4 to V5. So here minus plus plus, and see here this minus, this plus is converted to minus. So this is what we are representing. If you observe the tip of, if you join all the tips here, so it will form as a regular hexagon. This is the, if you join that, so okay, it will form as a hexagon shape. You join all the tips of this, and these are the non-zero vectors. Okay, V1, V2, V3, V4, V5 and V6 are the non-zero vectors. And V7 and V0 are the zero vectors, because we have 8 possible combinations. Out of 8, 6 are the non-zero vectors and 2 are the zero vectors. Okay, and these are the non-zero vectors. And next one is V7. So V7 in the sense all positive group switches are on. Why I am representing here? So here you see all plus plus plus. Okay, near to this, because this is, and V0, this is minus minus minus. This is near to V5. So plus 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 in the sense you see the combination. If all switches will be on, so that is 1, 3, 5. 1 is positive group, upper switch in the phase A, and 3 is the upper switch in the phase B, and 5 is the upper group switch in the phase B. All switches on. So let us see, if you join this like phase A, phase B and phase C, all switches are turned on. It means that all these switches are connected, short circuited, and this is connected to positive. Okay, and this negative is floating. This is not connected. So this positive is VDC and negative is floating. It is not connected to anything. It is not connected to anything. In the similar case, if you consider all bottom switches, like that is 4, 6, 2, minus, minus, minus. So these are the bottom switches. If you consider these bottom switches, this is phase A, phase B and phase C. So all these switches are connected, okay. All these switches are connected to the negative group. So let us see. So this will connected to the negative group, and positive is floating. Positive is floating. So this is V0 vector and this is V7 vector. So these two are the zero vectors and these are the non-zero vectors. So V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, V6 are the non-zero vectors. V0 and V7 are the zero vectors. Okay. So if you see that, if you consider, for example, so this is your Vs. Let us see, this is Vs star. So this Vs is a vector. This is rotating voltage vector. Rotating voltage vector. And this is rotating along with all the phases. If you join this, it will also form as a circuit. It will rotate in all the phases. And this angle, so this total angle is 60 degrees. So from vector 1 to vector 2 angle is 60 degrees, and from reference vector V1 to the rotational voltage vector, this angle is theta. This angle is theta. So now if you take the Ts is the sampling time. If you take Ts is sampling time. If you take Ts is the sampling time. Okay. The average of voltage produced, the average of voltage produced by the reference voltage vector, by the reference voltage vector should be same as average of voltage produced by the voltage produced by the inverter. So see here, if you consider Ts is the sampling time, the average of voltage produced by the reference voltage vector, voltage produced by, this is the reference, rotating reference vector, should be same as the average of the voltages produced by the inverter. It means that, so you are doing the volt second balance here. So let us see, this V1 is the time period T1 and this V2 is time period T2 and the T0 is the, okay. So what we will do is, so let us see here. So the T1, we are applying voltage vector V1, during the sampling time T2, the voltage vector T2, and during the zero time we are producing either 0 or V7 we are giving 0 vectors. So here Ts is sampling time, that is equal to T1 plus T2 plus T0. Okay, T1 plus T2 plus T0. Let us see, this is nothing but as a alpha axis and this axis is, let us consider, this is a beta axis. So, okay, this is alpha axis and beta axis. So by using the volt second principle, so what I am writing here, for this V1, the time is T1, V1 into T1 plus V2 into T2, and this angle is 60 degrees from V1, okay. So V2 into T2 into cos 60 is equal to, okay, this is the reference, so this is Vs star, so Vs star into cos theta, because this angle from this V1 to this angle is theta, so into sampling time Ts. So if you write down, V1 is VDC into T1 plus V2 also VDC into T2 into cos 60, that is equal to Vs star into cos theta into sampling time Ts. Okay, so this is equation 1. So here let us see that A is the amplitude ratio. A is equal to amplitude ratio or modulation ratio or modulation index. In some case we will consider as a modulation index, that A is equal to Vs star by VDC. Vs star by VDC. So if you write down this equation, T1 plus T2 into cos 60 is equal to A into Ts into cos theta. A into cos theta. Let us see, this is also equation number 1. So this is for when I am doing the volt second principle for alpha axis. This is for alpha axis. If I will do the volt second principle for beta axis, so what we will do? So this is V2 into T2 into sine 60. Beta component is this component, which is the sine component, and this is the cos component. So sine 60 is equal to A into Vs star into sine theta. So again, this V2 is a VDC into T2 into sine 60 is equal to, okay, not A here, into Vs star into sine theta into Ts, the sampling time, total sampling time Ts. So finally, if you write down the expression, so that is T2, if you write down the expression, T2 is equal to, the sampling time T2 is equal to A into Vs star, A into, not Vs star, A in the sense Va, okay, A into sine theta by sine 60 into Ts, If you substitute this expression T2, the second equation, let us see, this equation is second equation. So if you substitute that, the sampling time T1 and T2 and T0, you find out the equation. So then T1 is equal to A into Ts into cos theta minus A into Ts into sin theta divided by sin 60 into cos 60 degrees. So from this you write down the expression for T1. Okay, T1 is equal to A into Ts into sin 60 minus theta divided by sin 60 degrees. This is equation number 3. Okay, this is time T2. Okay, this is the T2 is equal to A into Ts into, this is okay, and this is T1. So you know that the T0 is equal to Ts minus T1 minus T2. This is equation number 4. So T0, okay, is the, when we are applying zero vectors V0 and V7. So Ts minus T1 minus T2. So like this you are calculating the T1, T2 and T0 values. So these are, you are calculating the sampling times or Ts values you are calculating. With this you are calculating Ts. So this is about and if you see the minimum sequence, see that the duration, let us see the sequence V0, V1, V2 and V7. So I am dividing this 0, this T0, these two components, that is T0 by 2 and T0 plus T0 by 2. The two combinations I am splitting that. So why I am splitting? To minimize the number of switchings in the inverter. So this 0 component, okay, the 0 vector is divided into two sampling times, that is T0 by 2 and T0 by 2. Why I am dividing this? To minimize the switching components. So this will, to minimize the number of switching in the inverter. Okay, and now next combination is V7, V2, V1 and V0. So let us see here. Okay, so this is T0 by 2 and this is also T0 by 2 and this is T1 and this is T2 and this is total sampling time Ts. And similarly for the next sampling time, this is for next sampling time, this is again T0 by 2, this is T2, T1, and this is T0 by 2. So let us see, this is 0 in the sense minus minus minus, V1 in the sense plus minus minus. V2 in the sense plus, plus, minus. V7 in the sense plus, plus, plus. Again, next sampling time, plus, plus, plus. V2 plus, plus, minus. V1 plus, minus, minus. V0 minus, minus, minus. So you see here, one switching is affected, or one leg. You see, minus, minus, minus. So plus, minus, minus. So it means that from this particular state to this particular state, only one switching is affected. One switching is affected, or one leg is affected. One leg is affected. Only one phase is affected. One switching state is affected. So see from T1 V1 to V2 again plus, minus, minus, and here plus, plus, minus. So this minus is converted to plus. Only one switching state. So again see plus, plus, minus, plus, plus, plus. So again only one switching state. Why you are doing this is to minimize the switching losses. So why you are doing is this will to minimize. This will to minimize the number of switching in the inverter. The number of switching in the inverter. This is important. This will minimize the number of switching in the inverter. So just simply we are doing this T naught by 2, that is the zero vector. So when your zero vector is there, and this zero vector is splitting into T by 2 and T by 2. So these two are the active vectors and these two are the zero vectors. Well, by this sampling time, we are doing the minimum number of switching states. It means that you are reducing the switching losses. So in the next class, I will explain, with this background, I will explain the direct torque control of induction motor drive. Thank you.